Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hi!
Hi! Welcome to the September 21st through 25th. Sorry, I can't read. Recap of General Hospital.
I'm sorry, but it was not a good week.
It was like blah, especially after what we had just gone through.
Right. I know there has to be a calm after the storm or however they want to put it, but it was boring. I literally fell asleep and had to restart again. And I know I shouldn't save all 5 in a row because that has something to do with it. But
it does.
I shouldn't. It was like episode 2 that I was, okay, I'm nodding off here. Let me start again later.
I watched Monday, Tuesday night, and then I watched the other 3 yesterday morning. So I took no notes on Tuesday. I had to write myself a note that I did not take notes on Tuesday because once again, I used multiple colors. I'm turning into Moira.
A dork.
More of a dork. What do you want to start? I did say that there were 2 new nurses this week. One on Monday and one on Thursday.
I did not write down their names, though. Was there only
Federica
one?
Was the first one, but I don't know. There was one in the background behind Liz on Thursday.
Right.
So I don't think she even had any speaking.
Right.
But it was just, but yeah, Frederica was the
that would be nice
on
if
Monday.
They developed her as a real character. Because Molly said her name like she knew her from TJ. Why am I switching? JT. I'm just making new characters. TJ working there. So that would be fun. We need more nurses.
We do.
And it would make sense because they said they're firing people.
Right, so they need to be bringing in some new people. So we should swap out.
Yeah, I hope they stay on top of that. Good job. So most annoying this week was everyone being friends that's not really friends.
Okay.
Lulu and Liz sitting down and having like a BFF conversation. I thought that was weird.
But they're sister-in-law, like ex-sister-in-laws.
When was the last time you saw them sit down and have coffee together?
I don't know.
Exactly.
There was a reason behind it. They were talking about Nicholas.
They were talking about Nicholas, but it didn't feel like, oh, I ran into, okay, I'll stop and chat for a couple minutes. It felt like it was a planned, let's get coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see the 2 of them doing that.
I didn't think it was that odd, but okay.
I thought that was odd.
I can understand why. I thought it was funny when Lulu talked about the fact that she used to be the little girl running around while they were all teens. It's like, yep, until they aged you.
Right, and now you're like, you're younger than them. No, I didn't think it was weird, like, that they wouldn't talk. Because obviously they have family in common. They just don't hang out. They don't do whatever. So that was weird. Nina and Ava, that was super weird. Why is she disclosing hooking up with Nicholas and kissing Franco to Nina? Right. No, absolutely not. And then even Sam and Maxie. Sam's like, oh, you're my best friend.
I know. Where did that come from?
Really?
I thought the same thing because when Maxie was like, are we even still friends? I was like, okay, yeah, you guys are friends because Maxie has planned a lot. Like she's planned their weddings and like stuff like that. Like I would say they're friends, definitely. I would not say that they're best friends though.
No, absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, a lot of weird pairings. But I liked that Sam didn't lie and say, oh, I'm so excited that you're pregnant. And Peter's such a great guy. He's going to be such a good dad. She was just kind of like, I'm sorry, I have a lot going on. Whatever. Yeah. So good job, Sam, for being honest. I don't know. Where else do you want to go? This week was so blah.
I said Nerdist.
My gosh. It's a new word.
What's wrong with us?
We haven't even been drinking. It's only 11 something.
I know. Curtis calling Laura like she's Batman. Poor Charles needs you. I was like, okay, where's the bat signal? If Laura had a bat signal, what would it be?
I feel like that would have been established back when she was a Spencer. So it would just been an S. They made a lot of references to Laura this week.
But so she might be coming back.
Maybe, but I didn't ever feel like she made a real exit. Because they gave her some kind of...
like she's on a business trip.
Exactly. They didn't give us... We talked about this before. I wish that they would have said she's on a trip doing such and such. Because that would have made more sense. But they have consistently referred to the fact that she's on a trip. It's not like Lucas who just disappears
and we don't know where he goes.
Yeah. So I feel like talking about her so much this week was kind of pointless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a surprise she's coming back because I assumed she was going to.
Well, yeah, especially when all this with COVID, we know that there's certain people that are just taking a bit of a break.
So. Exactly.
Ned trying to pump Julian for information on Olivia and saying that he was as helpful as usual. It's not his place to be reporting back to his wife. Although Ned looked at Alexis when they were at the bar and he said something about having options or whatever.
Women like to have options.
He looked at Alexis.
Yep.
So
yes, he did.
I think.
Go ahead.
If she falls off the wagon.
I'm so tired of this storyline. Every time, and I can't imagine, I really do want to be as sensitive to this topic as possible. I've had alcoholics in my family. I understand it is a very difficult disease to kick. On the other hand, it feels like if Alexis breaks a nail, she's back at the bar having a drink. This many years sober, I would assume it gets easier and that you're not turning to a drink every single time the smallest thing happens. Big stuff, sure. If Neil dying, if they would have been involved in a huge relationship and then Neil died, totally would understand that.
But look at what his brother just did to her.
His brother,
that's horrible.
Oh, it was horrible.
That was totally out of line.
But if we hadn't seen her go back to alcohol over the smallest thing, I think we would care more right now that she was going to go back to alcohol.
Did they give her, because she told the doctor that she's an addict, did they give her medicine at the hospital?
I don't think so. I think she has to have one more.
Okay. So I was thinking maybe she would have already have been possibly in a slightly altered state.
Oh, okay.
And that would have made it easier for her to make that decision to go because she was already, I hate to say under the influence because she's not, but she's under medical care.
Right.
By taking a prescription drug correctly. But Dax Shepard just came out this week that he blew 16 years of sobriety.
Wow.
Yeah. And it happened because he was in an accident once and then something else happened and it started with prescription.
Yeah.
And it's hard,
I can't imagine how hard it is. And that's why I said, I'm not trying to be insensitive because I can't even imagine.
But I just feel like having her do that.
Yes, it's an overplayed storyline over and over and over again.
How about we show her? I did like whenever she was tempted before and chose not to.
Yes, exactly.
Show that struggle because the struggle is there.
Mm-hmm.
But show that she can not do it.
Exactly. I would rather them show us her walking into a meeting than her walking into the bar. Why do we have to go through all of this extra before we get to the point? Because hopefully she's not going to make that choice, not only because obviously she doesn't want to blow her years of sobriety, but it hasn't been years now because she just drank whatever, but her time either way. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, they just said osteoporosis is made worse by drinking.
Right.
So if you needed another reason to stay away, you have it.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just tired of that storyline. It's like you tell little kids, if you yell about the same thing, eventually it loses.
The boy quiet wolf.
Yes, it's meaning, and that's where I am with Alexis. Oh no, she's in the bar again. There's no, oh no, like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Find a new storyline.
Or show her really working to overcome it.
Right.
Like when Finn was like, we're having a meeting now.
Yes.
Exactly. It's not an official meeting and they're not really supposed to do that, but it was the better alternative to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that after Julian and Ned are done beating each other up, that one of them is going to walk in and stop her.
I hope so. I also felt like, and I don't know what the rules are, so I'm not trying to pretend like I do, but don't all the bartenders by now know that Alexis is an alcoholic?
Does not matter.
They can't say,
if a 9-month pregnant woman comes up and asks for a Long Island iced tea, you have to serve them. It's not against the law.
Okay, I know it's not against the law. And I don't even know that I would say it to a pregnant woman. But to someone that you know is an alcoholic,
it's not against the law.
Can't you, take a little extra time to serve them or something? I'll be with you in a minute. Let me give you some time.
You can, but it's also not against the law.
Okay.
It's once they have had, there is legal things that, if she appeared to already have been under the influence, you can tell them no. If they obviously have too much to drink, you can tell them no. It's supposed to be a drink an hour.
Okay.
When I was a bartender, there was one time I remember this couple, because our restaurant was next to 2 hotels. So it was pretty frequent that you would get people from the hotels.
Yeah.
Well, they came in on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon and they were happy, got a couple drinks, and about halfway through their first ones, they were messed up. And I told my manager, I just made them these 2, one each. I was like, I don't know what to do because that's it. I'm like, but they are tanked.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of came to the conclusion they might have taken pills or something beforehand, and that just escalated it. So we were, because of their behavior, we were able to, and my manager handled it and everything. So that was great. But it's a very, very, very tricky situation.
I just feel like, again, if it's in your situation, a customer from the hotel next door, you have no idea what their history is. Sure, of course, here you go. But
I could overserve somebody and they just go to the next, and I could have kicked them out, and they go to the next bar and that bartender gives them one drink. If they leave that bar and hit someone, it's on that bartender's liability.
See, that makes it feel more like, if I know that you're an alcoholic or struggle with alcoholism, that I can just find a reason to give you a couple more minutes. I understand I can't tell you no. Like, that makes sense to me. But
there's ways to slow down. Here, I'll get you started with the water. I'm really busy right now.
Exactly.
But there's only so much BS you can really dish out.
True. But to buy, it doesn't feel like any of them ever do that. They're always, I've never been served so quick in my life as fast as Alexis gets her alcohol. So I don't know. I feel like the bartenders would know by now.
Right.
Hey, that lady's an alcoholic. Let's go stock the.
But they always have new bartenders. See, this is why we need Chet to be the only bartender, because he's a vet and has overcome drug addiction.
Bring Coleman back.
Therefore, he could actually. Coleman died.
Bring him back anyway.
Okay. But bring back Chet, because Chet could be having that conversation with Alexis and say, listen, I know your history.
Right.
Because he knows her personally and he can relate to her, that he's also in recovery.
Exactly.
And talk about it. And I don't feel like that would be necessarily overstepping if they already had the relationship outside.
Right.
So
I guess that's what I want.
Let's bring back Chet then.
That's
just that's the gist. Bring back Chet.
I'll take it. Were you surprised that Scott changed how much they were asking for?
First of all, I was surprised it was Scott.
Oh, okay.
When he first did it, but then to see it all unfold.
Yes.
And realize that it was, because we had speculated, okay, were they setting them up?
Right. I was surprised that it was Scott originally, when they started talking to him, but I wasn't surprised that it was a whole setup of them working together. I kind of assumed that's where we were at. But I thought it was funny they only wanted $25,000 and Scott upped it to $125,000 each.
My thing is, Elizabeth said that amount is extortion. However, she's wrong, because extortion is the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. There's no money. There's no limit on it that then qualifies it as extortion.
I can blackmail you.
Liz, the $25,000 was also extortion.
I like the way that she tries to justify that, though. I can blackmail you for a couple thousand and it's no big deal. But once I hit that 250 limit, oh my gosh, too much.
Right.
I don't know. I like the storyline as far as Nicholas and Ava deserve something like that.
I'm upset that they put Ava in that position. She was not acting on anything with Franco.
Right.
He manipulated the situation and her vulnerability.
Right.
There. And that I'm not happy with. She was definitely not pursuing him.
Right. If this was all Nicholas.
Right. And that's not when she finds out she's lost a friend in Franco, or Franco's lost a friend in her.
Right.
Because I can't believe I'm defending Ava. But seriously.
Right. No, you're right. In this case, it's not even, but it's all Nicholas's money, because there's no way. Is the whole
situation messed up? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
there's no way she's taking this money out of her joint account with Nicholas, because he would notice it. It's going to have to come out of her private money.
Right.
That's not fair. That's not right. I don't know.
And then I said that I couldn't believe that Scott would do that to Ava too. Even though.
And Ava called him out on it.
Uh-huh.
I liked her whole dramatics of, here's our countdown to our friendship being over.
Yep.
Oh, I liked Bobby's line this week about maybe I'll just go back to selling the girlfriend experience.
I wrote Bobby threatening to go back to sex work. But I did like Scott's solution with the telemedicine.
Yeah.
That's bringing it very current.
Right.
And very timely too, also because of.
Everything's telemedicine now pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
And she really could. She could totally start her own.
Mm-hmm.
Not to put a play on what she used to do, but she could start her own hotline.
Are you calling for the girlfriend experience, or you need to know if this antibiotic's going to work?
Right. And she left 171% tip.
That was so awesome.
That was amazing. Because at first, I kept rewinding it and was like, did she really just tip $35 on a $22 check? And sure enough, she did. And then when Scott got it and was like, it's more than the bill. I was like, so we put on Instagram, let's start the Bobby Spencer tipping challenge.
Yeah.
These service workers,
Especially now, they deserve so much more than what they're
their
getting.
shifts are getting cut, their days are getting cut, people aren't coming in because capacity's being maxed.
I wish I had the kind of money that I could tip like
Maybe
Bobby.
maybe you don't have the money to be able to tip 35 on a 22, but consider tipping between like maybe 25%.
Right.
So
yeah. Except for I don't know how fair it was. I mean, obviously I agree with her that Scott deserved it, but I'm not going to endorse people choosing the tip on someone else's credit card.
Okay, yes. So let's put that caveat. Let's take this and turn it into a positive thing.
It needs to be your money that you're tipping with, not your friend that's paying
or at least
for
have the
lunch.
okay to be doing. Yes.
Just want to clarify.
But yeah, Bobby Spencer tipping challenge.
I liked that Sunny was the one to tell Avery, not that Ava did it.
And I appreciate the fact that she told him why she didn't.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and we're in the same situation. It's difficult. Who does tell when certain things happen with the kids? It's
yes. It should. I feel like it should be the parent that's closer to that person. Yes.
But Sunny did do a great job. I kind of really liked Avery's response. I'm hungry.
Yes, that was cute.
I'm sorry. That was
that was appropriate. Little kids, they don't need all that extra. You don't have to make it a big deal.
Right.
Here's the facts. Do you have any questions? No? Okay, let's get a snack.
Right. He's in heaven. We're good.
Yeah. So I felt like that was perfectly appropriate. But she didn't put the necklace on. I thought she was going to put the necklace on because she dropped it. I thought that she was going to put the necklace on and walk in when Jax was still there. And then she didn't.
That would have worked.
That's not where everyone else went? Okay.
No. Good job.
Thanks, except for it didn't happen.
No.
But I felt like that would have been such a better storyline.
Yeah, because now we're going to drag it out.
Right.
Longer.
And when is Nina around Avery? Never.
Right.
So it's going to have to be a chance encounter at the Metro Court, like we talked about before.
Maybe it'll be at the funeral.
Oh, maybe.
Avery will be wearing it because it's a pretty necklace and it's a special occasion.
Right.
And I imagine that Jax would be there, and I imagine that Nina would accompany
he said he
him.
was going to ask. Yeah. He made that statement this week.
No. How about we don't do that? Because I do not want Mike's funeral to turn into anything other than what it should be. I mean, I know it's a soap opera, so that's asking a lot.
And I was going to say, I feel like the Mike storyline has been played out, so we don't really need to make them immortal about Mike anymore. And again, don't mean that insensitively, but what other memories are we going to play? We already fast-forwarded the future. We already reminisced.
I still need my past montage. With Ron Hale, with him coming in.
I thought that you were going to get it this week. There was something that they said that I thought they were going to go through memories.
Yeah.
And then they didn't. So, I don't know. Maybe you can have your montage and then they can go do the luncheon afterwards and Nina can happen to notice the necklace and we'll play out from there.
Okay. It can happen at the bereavement lunch.
You go.
Okay. I will allow that.
All right. Now that we got the Shannon seal of approval, we can move on. I liked the writing for the kids, like Jocelyn and Cameron and whatever. But I wish they'd just say it, make up their minds, move forward.
Right.
It has been a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They obviously have feelings for each other in whatever way. Just say it and move forward. Come on.
And Cam admitted that he likes Trina. So how about I know that we all wanted him to be with Joss, but
I think that's how they're going to make it tricky. I think they're going to have Jocelyn have feelings for Cam and Cam not know which way to decide. And poor Dev's just going to be out of luck.
Oh, that's horrible.
Or maybe he'll comfort Joss.
How cute was he going to Brando?
No, that was cute. I need some advice.
That was sweet.
And I liked that Brando totally wasn't getting it. He was like, wasn't Jocelyn friends with all the jocks? Just go ahead.
Yeah.
No, it is Jocelyn. So I can't go to her. That was cute.
That was. TJ confiding in Aunt Stella.
That was I said, Stella gets my gold star of the week for being so real with both of them.
Absolutely. Like she totally, I think that Molly's guilt is going to be lessened now.
Yes, exactly. And it was nice just to realistically check in on TJ because when she asked Curtis about it and Jordan, they were like, oh, he's fine. It's fine. No, it's not fine. He was kidnapped. I'm sure there's some repercussions from that. Let's talk to the kid and check in on him.
Yeah.
So I like that she was a good grown-up this week and handled her family business that no one else was handling.
Jordan's handling it just in a different way.
I don't feel like she's ignoring it.
She's not working one-on-one with TJ, but she is trying to stop the issue.
Yeah, but TJ doesn't know that.
Correct.
And I don't feel like that's going to help him in the end. Knowing that it won't happen again because she ends up getting rid of Cyrus or whatever is obviously very important. But I don't think that that's going to help with the issues that TJ already has from being held hostage once.
True.
So we could use some therapy for that.
We need a therapist.
Yeah.
I mean, he could go see Dr. Collins.
He could. Sasha wasn't making an appointment, so there's an opening for TJ there.
Sasha's gut instinct to hug Michael.
Yes.
And her conversation with Willow.
I don't understand how someone didn't know she was on something, though. She was all over the place.
Yeah. But also that could possibly be justified by emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where they could probably glaze over and be like, oh, she still wanted to comfort him, but blah, 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 blah. You know?
Yeah, it was a fine line. I don't know.
That's the thing, though, is that, think about it. When people start acting weird, you always justify it. You always try to find out the reason why they behave that way until it really, really becomes, all right, you're seriously totally off lately, you know?
I think it's going to be Brooklyn that realizes it.
I can imagine. I could see that. Especially with her demanding a song.
Right now. Sing for me right now.
Already, while you still have the bandage on your throat.
Yeah.
And she is aware of.
Exactly.
That she cannot sing. So what's up with that?
Yes. And I feel like Brooklyn needs a storyline. So that would take her somewhere.
Yeah.
Because right now she's just walking around with a bandage on her neck.
And Chase asking her, so when you moving out?
When are you leaving?
But in all fairness, he was trying to encourage her
to go home. Right. Yeah, he wasn't throwing her out. He was just, this isn't a forever situation, so how about you start thinking about where you want to go next?
Right.
And I was glad that Ned came over and talked to her. Instead of just using the excuse of, I called, she wouldn't answer. He made his presence known. Let's have a conversation.
Yep. Or attempt to, at least.
Right. I was mad that they had Ethan leave.
Yeah.
I wanted him, like, back for a while.
He might.
Maybe. I mean, obviously the whole Holly storyline isn't done yet.
Right.
I at least wanted him to hang out in Port Charles for a week or so, say hi to some people.
Yeah.
Like his sister.
You know. Things like that.
Things like that. You know, because you're literally at the airport in my town. Maybe you could pop in and say hi.
Like, could you stop at Kelly's for a second?
Exactly.
Maybe.
I'll buy you a BLT. So, I don't know. I hope he comes back soon. I like Ethan.
And they found Nell's body.
That was so anticlimactic. I didn't even write more than Nell's dead.
So I didn't even write that. I wrote, so Port Charles is that close to PA?
Oh my God.
They kept saying
they would not stop saying it. On the Pennsylvania side. On the Pennsylvania side. Who cares? Why does it matter?
But that's why I was like, all right, so we're only 4 hours away from where Port Charles would be.
Right.
Sweet.
Let's go.
Road trip.
Honorary Port Charles town.
Let's go make one. Okay. That's what we can do. We can make our own town.
And have like a GH
themed
fan event get together.
And we can have like a themed hotel that has Kelly's diner. And we'll bring back the Outback.
Yes. All right. I'm very excited.
So you can support us on Patreon.
Are we doing like a GoFundMe for this? How are we getting the money for this? Because I definitely don't have enough money to buy my own town.
Yeah, I'm not doing that well yet either. So we could use some help here, guys.
That would be so fun.
It would. I'll keep my eye open for towns for sale.
All right. Thank you. Let me know whenever one pops up. No, that would be perfect.
Real estate's always a good investment.
Exactly. And they could hold all the fan events there at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Why has no one done this yet?
I don't know.
Like Dollywood, except for Port Charles land.
Well, except for Dolly Parton created Dollywood.
Right.
So she had full control over that situation.
General Hospital should have done it. Should do it for General Hospital.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't even be mad if they steal our idea. We'll come visit. Because I don't have money.
I'll be mad because this would be a great business opportunity. Trademark. This whole idea conversation is trademarked.
Are you winning the lottery?
Gonna try to.
Okay. Well then, yep, you can have your trademark on it. I'll look forward to your town opening. Let me know the deeds. I'll buy a one-day admission. Do you really think
I'm gonna do it without you?
I will have no money to put into it, so I'll buy
don't care about
my one-day admission band to
I don't care about that.
Oh, you're so nice. I hope you win the lottery then.
Me too. Seriously, I wouldn't. It would be us.
That would be a really fun adventure.
It would.
Okay. We're all over the place. All over the place this week because nothing held my attention.
Carly telling Jason?
No, I was over that storyline. Carly is a grown woman.
Although she did go to tell Sunny the exact way that we thought, or we were hoping that she would, and said,
I couldn't tell you before. No, her reasons for holding out 100% make sense.
I just hope that Sunny really, really responds to it.
Yes.
Although I like the first reaction was, did you kill her?
Yes. Are you going to tell us that you killed her? I like the conversation when the conversation was actually had, but all the drama leading up to it was annoying. You're a grown woman. You don't sit here and just keep hinting around. Jason, I have something to tell you, but I can't tell you, but I don't know how to tell you, blah, 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 blah. It didn't need to be a 3-hour drawn out, let's get to the point. I felt like I was talking to one of my teenagers. Just tell me what you want to tell me. Sit down and say whatever. And so finally she spit it out. Exactly. I don't need this whole backstory of 300 years ago this happened, blah, 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 blah. Just tell me.
Carly did have my quote of the week, though. I plan to fall apart as soon as I have time.
Nice. I did not.
When she was talking to Jax, I was like, if that does not describe being a mother and wife and caregiver.
Yeah, I missed that. Sorry. I'm glad that you caught it.
Mm-hmm.
I was all about the Ned's women like to have options and Bobby's. Those were my 2 lines of the week. So I feel like there should be a mom shirt that says that. I didn't have anything else, except for I thought it was sweet that Cameron was talking about getting a job to help out. But my comment that I've made 1,000 times, I still think holds true. Elizabeth has 3 kids by 3 different dads that we all know are good guys or deceased that pay child support on time, and especially Jason would come through and give some extra money if it really was coming down to they're going to lose their house or they're going to whatever. Right. So I understand not wanting to count on other people, but I'd rather ask my son's dad for some extra money than blackmail somebody else for $50,000. So why is that not an option? I don't understand.
Well, Xander can't really pay right now.
I'm sure that there's some kind of social security.
We talked about this. I don't know.
I'm sure that there is. But even if not, between Jason and Lucky,
right,
there's no way. And I totally get wanting to say, to like stand on your own. You would not want your ex
and like Laura wouldn't help her grandkids.
Right. And even Lulu said that, you know, if you need anything, my mom would help you.
Right.
And again, 100%, you're adults. You want to support yourself. You don't want to ask people for help. I get that. But it has to be a better option than blackmailing someone.
Yeah. Because they're going to be the ones that wind up in jail because technically Nicholas and Ava aren't doing anything illegal.
Right.
They are, though.
Mm-hmm. Right. And considering that Scott was part of it, he's not going to be your defense team getting you out.
Right.
So, no.
He's going to lose his license, too. Now we're going to be out of attorneys.
Poor Diane's going to be very busy. It's a good thing that what's-his-name hasn't left yet.
Martin Gray?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
He can be, well, no, because Scott's not the DA.
Huh.
Do we have a DA right now? The last one was Margot, and then she left. Did they ever replace her?
I don't think so. But, I mean, there has to be one. We just don't know who it is.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So was your week any more interesting than the show this week?
No, actually it wasn't, which is sad. Good segue into reality check. I wish I had something to be like, yes, that's why it was so boring, is because my life was so exciting. But it wasn't. Did I text you anything good? Did I complain about anything amazing? Because that's how we know.
Did you complain about anything amazing?
You know what I mean. Sometimes my complaints are just as good as my excitedness.
You told me about yearbooks.
Oh, there you go. That was my friendly reminder to let you know we needed to order yearbooks to get the discounted price.
And I did it.
Good job.
Thanks.
So,
well, because my son never really wanted one.
But I feel like senior year,
I asked him. I was like, do you want one? And he was like, yeah, maybe. And I was like, all right, I'm just ordering you one.
Yes. I feel like senior year, you have to have a yearbook. So my ex was nice enough to buy. He had to buy 2 of them because now we have 2 in the high school. But he was nice enough to say he would buy them. So,
oh, good.
That wasn't unexpected. But that would have been like a Friday cliffhanger in my house. What's going to happen?
And what's the catch?
Exactly. Is this going to happen? But he said he would. So, okay. But awesome. Thanks. No, I didn't. I don't know. Drama with Emily, which isn't ever anything new. But she's learning.
She's a 17-year-old girl.
Exactly. She's learning money, that you can't spend money 7 times over.
Okay.
It's only in your hand once. So she found a pair of shoes that she wanted from Plato's Closet, which is a resale store. I don't know if they're all over the place or not.
I don't know. They're owned by Once Upon a Child. Right. But I don't know if that's a national brand either.
I don't know. I know there are some in Ohio, but that's as far as
it's a teen consignment shop.
Travel. Right. So she found a pair of boots, and they are such a good deal, and she needs them, blah, 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 blah. But she doesn't have any money because she spends money like water.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those, I'll do chores. They're $60. I'll do chores, blah, blah, blah.
At Plato's Closet, they're $60?
Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I don't have $60 worth of chores. You know, like Madeline's age, here, go run the sweeper. I'll give you $1. But $60.
Ice cream. Does that even buy ice cream anymore?
No.
Oh, God.
No. Maybe at school, like as an extra, maybe $1 would help. I don't know. But anyway, no amount of chores in my house. And my house may be messy, but it's still not that messy that I'm paying someone $60. So she was having a very hard time. You can get a Groupon
for cheaper for...
Right, exactly.
Sorry.
So she was, well, how about this? Well, how about that? Blah, blah, blah. And I was the mean mom that said, absolutely not. So she did get some clothes together and took them to Plato's Closet.
Okay.
And earned half of the money. And then because she didn't have enough, she wanted to come home and spend it all on something else. And I was like, you can make whatever decision you want, but right now you're halfway to what you want. If you spend this money, you're still the whole way from what you want. So it's been an interesting week. She still doesn't have enough money for the shoes, and I wouldn't enable her to spend the other money just because I'm not driving you all over the place to spend money. So we'll see what she decides. But I don't know. It's one of those parent struggles where you're like, I'd like to help you out because I want to make you happy, but at the same time, I don't have $60 shoes. So
here's the thing. You are helping her out by making her learn this lesson.
I guess so. But
it's just
hard
not
in the moment. It's hard in the moment.
Absolutely.
But I justified it by, I can't give you $60 for no reason. When I have 2 other kids, I don't have $180 to give out for no reason. So put it on your Christmas list or do some chores at Dad's house and mine, and hopefully they'll still be there.
Or go offer to do, like, pull neighbors' weeds or something. It's that time of year that could cut down some, and before you know it, you do 6 yards, and if everyone pays you $10, bam, there you go.
Yes. So
I would offer, but I don't pay my kids to do it. They just have to do it.
No. And that's
I was just thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do that this week. But I was like, I can't pay your kid if I'm not going to pay mine.
No, absolutely not. But that's the level of how bad you want it. Because my brother did say to her, I have some chores around here that I'd pay you like $10 each to do. And she's like, well, what are they? And I'm like, no, see, if you really wanted it, it would be, basically I'll sell my soul for these things because you want it so bad. So we'll see.
Nothing should make you want to sell your soul.
No, but as a 17-year-old, there's plenty of times you feel like you would if you really want something.
True.
So, but we'll see. That'll be what's today supposed to be Monday? Our Monday cliffhanger from today till next week.
Did Emily get the shoes?
Emily get the shoes. Dun, dun, dun. So what's yours?
It's actually money related too.
Oh, good.
So for my son, got his first official paycheck.
Yay.
And
so cute.
Took his tips, sat down with 2 deposit slips, had him write out one for his checking, one for his savings. He's at his dad's this weekend, so didn't come to church with us. But I said, next week, you do this much for saving, you do this much to the church, and then the rest goes in your checking account. And he's like, well, can I keep some cash? I was like, yeah, but not that much.
Right.
And also kind of the same with keeping track of the money of where because I was in a tip profession.
Right. And that's like free money.
And it's so easy to nickel and dime and to ones and fives.
Right.
That all over the place.
Yeah.
And so I'm really going to try to help him not do that and get those good habits going. So
that's awesome. Good job. Good momming.
And then my daughter turned 17 on Thursday.
I'm not acknowledging that statement because
My baby's 17.
I saw your Facebook post, and I'm telling you, we talked about this the other day when back to school, but she literally grew up overnight.
I know.
So just stop.
I know.
No. In my mind, she's still the cute little girl in her Girl Scout vest.
That popped up in our memories the other day.
So
was when they all got their bronze awards and they were in the newspaper and it was adorable.
Yes. And I felt like they were big girls then because they had earned their first award.
Exactly.
So yeah, I refuse to accept that she's 17. I'm sorry.
Oh, and we had done, because we recorded on Saturday last week. For her birthday, we celebrated on Sunday by going to, there's a place called Keystone Safari,
I've never been there.
An hour away. Yeah, it's about an hour away. Apparently it's been there for years. And I had no idea about it. There's a walkthrough zoo that you can feed the animals, and there's petting experiences, and there's a butterfly garden where a butterfly just landed right on me and hung out for 5 minutes.
Weird. I would have screamed, but go ahead.
Then there's a drive-through safari that you are in your car and you drive through, and they give you, you pay $5 for the sherbet-sized buckets of food.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to throw out. And so the first stop was emus. And so we're feeding emus. An emu poked its head in the car.
I was going to say, that's the scariest experience.
You were not allowed to feed 3 animals. One of them was the zebras, and then there was 2 other. Well, the windows were down in the back because the kids were in the back, and a zebra walked up and put its head in my son's side of the door, like side of the window. I was like, hi. So if you take the kids, I would really recommend
put the windows up when you're by the zebras.
But they roam. But it was cool. But I could not imagine. I mean, I was having that reaction when they're 18 and 17.
Right.
You know, if you took Madeline.
I don't know how she would react. We did one of those when the big girls were little, and Emily thought it was hysterical. And I was like, oh my God, it was like drooling. I can't even remember what animal it was, but it was like drooling all over the place. And I was like, oh my God, it's so gross. But she thought it was so funny. Yeah. So Madeline may be like that, or she may be more my personality of, can you please quit spitting all over my car and get out, Mr. Animal?
And it was a lot of fun.
It's just neat to see how the animals don't care. They're like, I want that. Just give it to me.
They're totally domesticated by now. They see the cars and they just come right up to you and are like, hi, feed me now.
Right. I'm not going to go away just because you try to inch forward or something. It's nope. Give me the food and that's the end of it.
One bison was eating out of the bucket and then another one came over and thankfully we were towards the end because he took the bucket.
Oh my gosh.
And they both just stood there like taking turns eating out of the bucket. And I'm like, you're lucky that this was not at the beginning. Right. I would not have been very happy.
And what would you have done about it? Nothing.
Exactly.
Because
nothing.
You can't really fight with the bison.
I was getting upset because there were so many plastic containers on the ground. And I was like, seriously, people? Like, are you really?
No.
It was the bison taking it. So
yeah,
I apologize for that judgment that I had in my head.
Right. It was totally the animals. They know what's up.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you had a nice time.
But it was fun, yeah.
I will have to take the kids.
And at the end of it, we liked it so much that we decided you can turn that day's admission into like a credit towards season passes.
Nice.
So we did that. And it's nice because it's not like, you know how the zoo pass, it's one card for the family.
Right.
So even though I pay for the kids on it, I can't give it to their dad and say, yeah, when you take the kids, they can use this because
his name's not the same as yours. Right.
Well, we each have an individual card. So I can give them to him or give them to the kids. Nice. And so when he takes them.
Right. He only has to pay for himself. That's nice.
Because it's pricey.
Right.
You know, but it was a birthday and that's what she wanted to do. So.
Yeah.
But now we're just going to be going more.
That's awesome.
So we'll see. But yeah, that was fun.
That is super fun. I still can't believe she's 17. But
Neither can I.
Fun. So I don't know how that happens when we're still so young.
I know. I don't know. So on Thursday, we're kind of taking a break from General Hospital.
True. All my children will get to experience it all. I'm not there yet. I have not even begun to binge all of what I'm going to. So
we're going to talk about Anna Devane on All My Children.
Right.
Because same character.
Different person.
Yes.
So
same
weird.
Actress.
It's so weird.
Mm-hmm. And where you haven't started, I have nothing else to say right now.
Okay. Well, that's
because I don't want to give anything away.
So anyone else that wants to catch up has plenty of time too.
Exactly.
So they can talk right along with us.
There is a playlist on YouTube. It's about 207 videos. So it starts with the introduction of Alex, which we talked about her a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I watched the first couple videos and it really was, I didn't watch all of them because 207.
Yeah. It's a little time consuming.
Right. But the stuff that we read was really good coverage of what I was watching. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to skip ahead to when Anna arrives. And I believe that was, I text you. I think it was like the 150th episode.
Yeah, you did.
Around there.
So convenient that we have our text. Yeah, you said 150. Okay. So you only had 57 to watch.
Yes. So start around there. There are parts that you can totally skim through and you'll know where. But
yeah.
So start watching with us and join our conversation on Thursday as we talk about Anna Devane on AMC.
And have a good week.
And we'll meet at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.